Hello and welcome to Bloom at the Yoga Garden. So thank you for joining me for today's practice. So we are thinking about our hearts and feeling heart-centered and feeling just the joy of being alive and having this ability within ourselves to love and love ourselves. Really important. So we're just going to begin by lying back and down on our mats. So get yourself nice and comfortable and lie yourself down on your mat. Feel as if you're stretching the crown of your head up towards the end of your mat and the heels down, reaching out either edge of your mat. Arms rotated so the backs of the hands can rest on the floor. And just take a nice long, slow, deep inhale. And a nice, soft, whispery exhale. And just bring your awareness to the contact points of your body with the mat. The back of the head, the backs of the shoulders, all of the back body, the backs of the arms, the backs of the hands, the backs of the legs, the heels. And just let yourself arrive on your mat. No effort required. You've set aside this time for your practice. I really appreciate the fact that you have. And the only thing you have to do at this minute is to allow yourself to be. And as you inhale, feel your love flowing into your heart center. And as you exhale, feel you're sharing that love with the universe. Inhaling, feel love flowing in for yourself. And as you exhale, feel that you can share that love with the universe. Or if there's someone you know needs it at the minute, share it with them. Inhale. And exhale. One more nice, long, slow, deep inhale like that. And exhale. So we've spent a few minutes settling the physical body, calming the mind, so we're almost ready to begin the physical aspect of our practice. So as always, listen to your own body. Don't do anything you know is going to hurt you, and take your arms up overhead. Reach into your fingertips. Point your toes away, and just check that your shoulders haven't rolled up around your ears as you do that. And so nestle your shoulders back down again and try and stretch the length of your arms as opposed to your shoulders. One more breath here. And exhale, gently just allow your arms to drift down by your side. And then bring your knees in towards your chest. We squeeze, we rock from side to side. And then we'll do 3 wee circles, one direction. And then change direction when you've done that. And 3 the other way. And just notice again, are there any little bits that you notice that are a wee bit creaky, a wee bit noticeable, really, is what I mean. And then from here, we're going to plant your feet on the floor, keep your knees bent, and cross one arm over the other. It doesn't really matter which one. And we're going to give ourselves a big hug So cross your arms over so that you're really giving yourself a proper hug, because you deserve it. And then we're going to take a big inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to lift our shoulders off the mat and bring our knees, our elbows towards our knees. So you can bring your knees towards your elbows as well if you want to. You can just lift your shoulders off the floor, just a little lift. And then release down on the inhale. Take a breath here, or inhale here, and exhale. We'll do another one. Try and get both shoulders off the floor. And then gently release down. So we're going to change the cross of your arms, so a different elbow on the top this time. Again, give yourself a nice squeeze to begin with. Big inhale, exhale, shoulders up, elbows towards your knees. And release down again. Take a breath here, or an inhale anyway. And exhale. Lovely. Well done. And then gently bring your feet to the floor, release your arms, and we're going to roll over onto one side. So it really doesn't matter which side you roll onto. I'm going to go onto the left so you can see what I'm doing. And you're going to use your block literally just to make it more comfortable for you. So we're going to lie on one side. So if you want to go, I'm on the left, and you're going to bring your block so that your left ear is resting on your block, or you can use a blanket. It's literally just so that your head's kind of more in line with your shoulders. And your knees are bent with both knees together and the inside edge of both feet together. Your right hand resting on top of the left. You could just go for a wee sleep here. So make sure you're quite comfortable. So we're going to keep our knees and our hip, left hip exactly where it is. And we're going to lift the right hand up. So we're going to follow it the whole way around and turn and take it out to the right. And then bring it back to center. So you're moving from the waist up, if that makes sense. So inhale, open. So it's like a cupboard door opening. I haven't quite enough room here to get my arm down. And then exhale, close it over. Inhale, open. So check that your hips are staying nice and still. Squeezing your knees together. And exhale, close. Last one. Inhale, open. And allow your head to go as well. Look over your right shoulder. And then we're just going to pause here. Notice the stretch. Notice where you're feeling it. See if you can relax into your right shoulder a little bit. That I wouldn't imagine it's near the floor, but just wherever is right for you. And then one more breath here. Big inhale. And exhale. Close it over again. And we'll do the other side. So nice and gently roll over on the other side. I'm going to turn so I can still see, or you can still see me. So move your block again, or get your right ear on your block, lying on your right side, and the left hand is on top of the right hand this time. And then make sure try and keep your knees and inside edges of your feet squeezed together. And inhale, open. So keep both knees down on the floor. I'm going to bend my elbow actually. And then exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last one. We're going to hold this one. Excuse me. Inhale, open. And we'll just pause here and take a couple of breaths and feel that stretch. Notice how it feels. One more breath here. Big inhale and exhale. Close it over and then bring yourself back to the center so you can set your brick to one, or your block to one side, or your blanket, whatever you were using. And then from here, we're just going to roll back over onto one side and bring yourself up and meet me in easy cross leg. So shift the flesh of your sit bones, use your block again if you want to give yourself that tiny wee bit of a pelvic tilt, which is always helpful to have. So just slide the flesh over a little bit and sit up nice and tall. So again, we want to really feel that we're almost plugging your sit bones into the earth, lifting your heart center up. Feel the energy radiating from your heart. I've told you before, I'm sure, about the 6 feet radius of your energetic heart center, which is how we connect with people. We're not aware that we're connecting with people all the time, but if we're within 6 feet of people, or inside that little circle all around us, we're connecting and joining, because we are all connected. So we're going to take the left hand onto the right knee, bring your right hand in close behind, press into your right hand to give yourself a little bit of a lift up. Take a big inhale and think of your body like a corkscrew, so lift your tummy, mid-chest, upper chest, and gently, if you want to, you can turn your head and look over your right shoulder. So it's not a huge twist because we're quite early on in our practice. And inhale, gently back to center. We'll swap sides. Right hand to left knee, left hand in close. Press into your left hand, lift up. Think tummy, try not to lean back. Mid-chest, upper chest. And then if you've no neck issues, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, back to center. And then hands onto your knees, and we're going to just shrug our shoulders up towards our ears. And inhale, and let them down as the exhale. Inhale, and exhale. That feels really good to me. Inhale, we all carry tension here, we don't really know. And exhale. And then we're just going to swing our arms out to the side, bring them up, look up overhead. Take hold of some of that lovely energy that you have as you're radiating, and draw it down to your heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms up, and exhale, draw it down. And just be aware of the air you're displacing as you do it. See if you can feel the air in the palms of your hands as you sweep your arms up. And exhale. Draw it back down again. And then from here, we're just going to roll forward and meet me in tabletop. So your knees are below your hips, wrists below your shoulders, and knees and feet about hip width apart, and your hands about shoulder width apart. So, but get comfortable. So you're pressing firmly into the base of the index finger and thumb. Try not to have any gaps underneath the fingers. I know there isn't as much pressure on your hands in this posture as there would be in down dog, but if you get into the habit of always having that good base for your posture, it'll make it so much easier for you in future. And again, we're not kind of collapsing down. We're always trying to keep a little bit of a lift here in the front body. So press the floor away, drop your belly to the floor, bottom up towards the ceiling, and draw your heart through. Exhale, tuck your tail, right, navel back towards your spine, round your shoulders. Inhale, feel the stretch across the front of the body as you drop your belly and bottom up towards the ceiling. Lovely. And then exhale, tuck your tail, and then feel the stretch along the back of the body this time. So we're going to do one more of those. Inhale, drop your belly, Bring your heart center through. Exhale, tuck your tail. And this time we're going to go the whole way back. Bring your bottom down onto your heels. So you're coming into extended child's pose, and then lower your elbows to the floor and feel as if you're drawing your way through on the inhale. So we have lovely long slow inhales and exhales for this. So exhale, tuck your tail, bring your bottom down towards your heels, elbows to the floor, draw yourself through into your calf. One more. Exhale, tuck your tail, press the floor away, really go for it this time. Bottom down towards your heels. Inhale, draw yourself through into your cow pose. And then bring yourself back into your neutral tabletop. So from here, we're going to step the right foot forward. So you want to have a decent length of a step through, so you have a decent lunge. And we're just going to reach our arms forward. So you can keep your hands on your thigh if you want to, or your knee, or reach forward. So although we're reaching forward, we're trying not to rest in this knee, but we are sort of giving ourselves a wee bit of a stretch forward. And look forward. Take a big inhale, and then feel you're lifting from your center here, and bring yourself up into your low lunge, and rotate your shoulders down again. Lovely. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, look up between your hands, and exhale, drop your shoulders down. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Use your thumbs to lift your heart center up. Take a big inhale, and exhale, begin to turn towards the right. So you can just bring this left hand onto the right thigh if you want to, or if you can manage to get your left hip. So press your right hand into your left hand, and that'll help to give you a wee bit of a turn. One more breath here. And exhale, bring yourself back to center. Release your hands. Take your hands back. Lift your heart center up. And exhale, frame the front foot. And we're going to step it back. Ready to do the other side. Lovely. Left foot forward. And again, make sure you have a decent lunge. So just where you're beginning to feel it there at the back thigh. So get your balance. First of all, hands to your knee, or bring your arms forward. So you're really reaching forward at the minute, pressing strongly into both feet, the top of the back foot. Take a big inhale, and again, lift from your center. So you need to have all these muscles up the front of the body engaged to bring yourself up. And drop your shoulders down. Inhale up, and exhale, drop down. Inhale up, and this time exhale, hands to your heart center. Use your thumbs to lift your heart center up, get that nice bit of length. Take a big inhale, and exhale, begin to turn to the left. So you can bring the right elbow round first, and then bring the left elbow down, and then use the pressure, or press into the left hand to help you to turn. So try and keep your left knee and ankle in line. Watch your front foot, Julie, bring your front foot back a wee bit. You want knee and ankle in line, that's it. And you can turn and look over your left shoulder if you want to. One more breath here. Again, use your center to bring yourself back to center. Sweep your arms back. Fold forward and down. And bring yourself back into your tabletop position. So from here, we're going to tuck our toes under, and we're just going to hover. And again, do this from your center. So don't just expect your wee arms and feet to lift you. Come from your center and just hover off the floor. And down. Inhale here. Exhale. Hover. Great. Inhale down. Exhale, hover. And this time we're going to go the whole way up into downward facing dog. So give your dog a little walk. Keep your knees bent as deeply as you need to. And then when you're ready, begin to straighten one leg at a time. And when you've done that about 4 times on each side, begin to take your heels back and down. So don't worry about trying to get your heels towards the floor. Just keep lifting your sit bones up, navel back towards your spine, shoulders rolling away from your ears. Notice where you're feeling it. Is it your wrists? If so, press more firmly into the base of the index finger and thumb. Is it in your shoulders? Roll your shoulders or roll your big arm bones away from each other and rotate your shoulders. So that will help to, so it's almost the inner eye of the elbows is facing forward. Try not to let the weight come forward. Nod your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Tell yourself, I'm strong, I can do this. So we're holding this a wee tiny bit longer than usual. One more breath here. And then we're just going to take a little walk towards the front edge of the mat. So you can bend your legs, you can take one big step if you want to. Lots of little steps, and meet me in forward fold, Uttanasana. So knees bent just as deeply as you need to. And again, maybe you'd like to hold onto your elbows, maybe behind your knees this time for a wee change. Crown of your head heading towards the floor. Feel the length in the back body. Use your elbows to give you that wee bit of extra weight. And feel as if you're almost taking the weight forward onto the balls of your feet so that you're not kind of lying back on your heels. Ideally, the weight's evenly spread between all 4 corners of your feet, but we are inclined to kind of lie back on our heels sometimes in these postures. One more breath here. And then maybe you might like to begin to straighten your legs a tiny little bit. You don't have to do this bit. Keep your legs completely bent if you want to. But I find actually with your hands behind your knees, it makes it that wee bit easier to begin to straighten a little bit. And then bend them deeply again. Press into all 4 corners of your feet. And we're going to sweep our arms back again. And then press into your feet and bring yourself up into your imaginary chair, or sit back and down in your imaginary chair. So lifting your pubic bone up, sacrum down towards the floor, and your heart center's lifting up and your arms are drawing back. Pressing down into the air, I can say earth, air behind you. Take a big inhale here. One more breath, press strongly into all 4 corners and bring yourself up, swing your arms up as well and draw that lovely energy down towards your heart center. So we're in Tadasana, pressing strongly into all 4 corners of your feet. Lift your toes and put them down one at a time. Drop your shoulders down. And lift your heart up. So your knees aren't locked, you're standing strongly, but your kneecaps are lifted and our legs are activated, but we're not locking them out or anything. So just take a minute here to notice your heart. Feel you're lifting your heart up towards the sky. Navel back towards your spine. Inhale and exhale. One more big inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides. Bring your arms up. And then this time, we're going to rotate our arms, bring them out to the back. And again, take hold of your elbows. So at the minute, both pointy bits of your hips are facing forward, so we're going to try and keep it that way. And we're going to take a step back with the left foot and leg. So try and do it without looking. The floor is there. And now just check that the two pointy bits of your hips are still facing forward and you're lunging deeply into that front knee, pressing into the baby toe side of the back foot. So make sure you've given yourself a decent base for your pose. You don't want to have this back foot too much or directly behind the front foot, or you'll feel a bit wobbly. So the toes of the back foot are at about an angle of 45 degrees, front toes facing forward, and we're lunging deeply into the front knee. And turn and look forward. So use your elbows to draw your shoulders back. Take a big inhale. And you almost can come into the tiniest wee bit of a back bend here. You've got your elbows here supporting you, lifting your heart up towards the ceiling. So don't be flinging your head back or anything. Putting your head back is not a back bend. I see so many people going like this here, but what we want to do is to lift from our heart center. One more big inhale here, and then gently release your arms, sweep your arms up, and we're in Virabhadrasana 1, or normal Virabhadrasana 1. So keep pressing into the heel of the back foot, pressing into the front foot. Drop your shoulders down. Lovely. Straighten your elbows. One more big inhale and exhale. Just drop your hands down and pivot towards the left. You might need to adjust your feet slightly, and we're in Virabhadrasana 2. So you're facing the long edge of your mat. And normally in Virabhadrasana 2, we have our arms out at shoulder level. Check that your right knee is heading towards the middle of your foot, pressing really strongly into the baby toe side of the back foot, and everything, well, more or less, facing the long edge of your mat. Don't let your knee roll in. So we're going to bring our arms back behind again. Hold on to your elbows. Take a big inhale and exhale, sink a little bit lower. Without coming forward, so we're not going forward when we sink down. We're literally sinking at the hips. One more big inhale here. And exhale, maybe sink a little bit lower. And now we're going to release our arms and come back into our traditional Virabhadrasana 1. So turn your head and look over your right fingertips. Lovely. Smile, look as if you're enjoying yourself. So all of the front of your body is facing the long edge of your mat. You will feel the rotation in this right thigh. So the right thigh is rotating out, the left thigh is rotating in. One more breath here. Look over your right fingertips. Tell yourself, I am strong, I can do this. Drop your shoulders. And then drop your left hand onto your left thigh. Rotate your right hand, bring it up. Take that energy, that lovely air. Draw it down. Look up, feel strong. So this is a nice side bend too. One more big inhale here. Feel strong. And exhale, windmill the right hand down. Windmill the left hand down. Frame the front foot. Pivot on the toes of the back foot. Press into the back foot. Spring forward. And we're back into Uttanasana. So have a wee breather here, or if you want to, you can bring your knees down to the floor and come into extended child's pose. So You can hold on to your feet, your elbows, whatever feels right for you. So feel as if you're stretching out along the back of the body. And again, bring your weight ever so slightly forward onto the balls of your feet. So you're not tipping forward completely, but just trying to get that nice wee bit of balance here. And then bend your knees as deeply as you need to make contact with the floor. Plant the right hand down and bend the right knee deeply and inhale up to the left. So your left leg's straight and your right knee's bent deeply, and exhale down. This time you're going to bend your left knee deeply, maybe straighten your right leg a bit, and up to the right. We'll do one more to each side. Bend your right knee deeply, up to the left, and down. Left knee bends really deeply and up to the right. And back down. And then we're going to press strongly into all four corners of your feet and walk your hands up your legs, nice and slowly. Keep your chin tucked in until you're the whole way up. And just notice how you feel. So take a minute here before we head towards the other side. Bring your hands to your heart center. Big inhale and exhale, step the right foot back. So it's not a huge step, but make sure that it's big enough so that you can lunge into the front leg. And at the same time, you want to be able to press into the baby toe back side and the heel of the back foot. So if you're too long, you won't be able to press into that back foot. And if you're too short, you won't be able to do your lunge. So both pointy bits of the hips facing forward at the minute. Big inhale. Sweep your arms round and take hold of your elbow. So see if you can take a different elbow this time, and you'll know which one's the different one because it's the one that feels awkward. Lift your heart center up. I know I do anyway. And again, you've got this lovely wee bit of support here for the back body. So use that as your little support for your back, like a little girdle. And lift your heart center up and lunge or press into the front foot, press into the back foot. And you almost come into your tiny wee bit of a back bend in your Virabhadrasana 1. Big inhale here. And then maybe exhale, release your hands. I don't think we did this on the other side. And bring your arms up overhead into traditional, maybe we did, Virabhadrasana 1. Drop your shoulders. Look up between your hands. Feel strong. Any pinching, bring yourself up again. One more breath here. Sweep your arms down and turn to the right. And I always need to adjust my feet on this side for some reason, so I have my back to you this time. So drop your shoulders down, turn your head and look over your left fingertips. So feel that you're really engaging the muscles from the insides of the legs. So left thigh rotating out, back, right thigh rotating in. Big inhale here, and then again, different clasp, but that same different clasp that you had the last time. And use that as your little leverage and lift up. And you can almost come into a tiny bit of a back bend here in Virabhadrasana 2. So check that your front knee and foot are in line with each other. Or when I say front foot, the middle of your front foot or the baby toe side of your front foot. Rotate that right shoulder back. Big inhale and exhale. Then release your hands and bring yourself back into Virabhadrasana 2 and turn and look over your left fingertips. Check that both arms are in line, that you haven't got one up and one down. And then drop your right hand down onto your right thigh, rotate the left hand, bring it up, overhead, reach into the left fingertips, one more breath, and exhale, windmill the left hand down, windmill the right hand down, pivot on the toes of the back foot, and we're going to step back briefly into downward facing dog. And then bring your knees down to the floor, take them out the full width of your mat, big toes to touch, and stretch your arms out in front. Bring your forehead down to the floor and maybe give your third eye a little massage rock, gently from side to side. So you're inhaling into the back body, exhaling, softening, releasing into the front body. In and out. Feel you're getting length with each inhale and softening with each exhale. Feeling a lovely stretch along the back and the sides. One more breath here. And then begin to walk your hands back. Bring your knees in. And we're back into our tabletop position. So we're just going to do a little kind of a practice for what we're going to do next. So we're going to do Natarajasana, dancer pose, which is one of my favourite poses. So we practice from the floor, and of course you can always do it from the floor if you want to. So we're going to reach back with the right foot and leg, press into the heel of the right foot. And again, we can't just collapse here and let everything go. We still need to keep a little bit of light engagement with the front of the body. Our core is so important when it comes to balancing poses, and this is going to be a kind of a balancing pose. So we're going to reach the right foot up just at hip level. Check that you haven't tipped over to the side just to make it look better. And then when you're ready, bring your right heel in towards your bottom. Now in Natarajasana, of course, we use the same hand as foot, but it's a real challenge to do that from here. So we're going to use opposite hand and foot, but we're still going to get the same idea. So reach forward with the left hand and then swing it round and see if you can hold on to your leggings, your ankle, your toes, wherever, and then feel as if you're lifting the thigh up towards the ceiling. So this is what we'll be doing in Natarajasana. We're lifting our thigh up towards the ceiling, pressing the hand into the foot and the foot into the hand. So keep looking down, it'll help your balance, and just feel you're lifting your thigh up as high as you can. Front of the thigh up towards the ceiling, really. Lovely. One more breath, and then gently release your foot. And we'll do the other side while we're here. So stretch back with the left foot and leg. Give it a wee rock, and then bring the left heel in. Reach forward with the right hand. Sweep it round, leggings, scarf, belt if you have it, and press the foot into the hand and the hand into the foot and lift your thigh up at the same time. Breathe, smile, and just feel that lovely stretch along the front of the thigh. One more breath, and then gently release that foot down. Bring your knee down, tuck your toes under, and walk your hands towards your feet or your feet towards your hands, whichever
feels right for you. And then unroll. Bring yourself up to stand. And we're going to have a little go at this wee bit of balancing. So we'll just have a wee check to see how our balance is today, first of all. Some days it's good, some days it's not so good. So tell yourself I'm taking the weight onto my left foot and leg. And have a wee shake about, maybe lift it up. So ideally in Natarajasana, we wanted the two knees to be in line to start off with. So see if you can take that right knee back and have it in line with the left knee. So hands to your hips or your heart center, wherever you feel it'll help your balance. And again, lift up through the front, lift up through your center. All the front of your body wants to be lightly engaged to help with these balancing poses. And then maybe reach down. Ideally you want to take the big toe side of your foot, because if you take the baby toe side, you're inclined to swing your leg out. So we want both knees to kind of be in line. It helps to engage a mudra. Press the index finger and thumb together and use this as your balancing thing. And then begin to lift the right thigh up towards the ceiling. And press your foot into your hand and your hand into your foot. And I'll turn sideways so you can see. Get my balance first. And of course you can go to the wall if you need to, or use a bit of furniture if you're at home. Keep lifting your thigh up towards the ceiling. So this is a back bend. It's not really, people think it's a forward bend. One more breath here. And then nice and slowly bring both knees back together again and release your foot. Well done. And it does help if you come off your mat, because sometimes the sponginess of your mat can affect your balance. So this is where having a nice thick mat is a disadvantage. So other side, weight onto your right foot, hands to hips or heart center, wherever you feel might help you see what your balance is like. And this side could be completely different. And then bring the two knees together. And just pause here. And then, if you can, reach down. And again, you can use a belt here. You can make a loop on a belt. I'll get a belt. I haven't got a belt here. Oh. I have, sorry. And you can make a wee loop on your belt and use it. This is where a yoga belt is so handy, but if you have a scarf you don't worry about, or an old tie, equally you could make a loop in it. So you just want it big enough to get your toes through or your foot through. Like this. And then you loop it around your foot, and then you can bring it back, and you don't have to worry if you can't get hold of your foot. You've got your belt to bring your toes up. So again, engage your mudra. Lifting up through the front of the body, and then lift your thigh up towards the ceiling, press your hand into your foot into your hand, press into the big toe side of the standing leg. Breathe, smile. Isn't it wonderful? One more breath here. Gently release your foot and bring that foot back down to the floor. Lovely. So from here, just one more wee bit of balancing, how we go at it. Swing your arms up, come up onto your tiptoes, and then fold the whole way down to the floor. on your tiptoes if you can, don't worry if you can't. And bring yourself down. Step your feet out a little bit. And then bring your hands to the floor if you need to. And see if you can lower yourself down with control onto the mat. So we've just one more wee thing we want to do. And then we're all done. So we're going to kind of come off your sit bones a tiny wee bit. That nice wee balancy bit. And we're just going to sit here with our toes lifted off the floor, trying, not to hold onto your legs. So just toes off the floor and no more, but we're not leaning back, because once you lean back, this happens. So keep feeling upper body forward and toes off the floor. Come forward a bit, squeeze your knees together. Want your knees squeezed together if you can. Lovely. Drop your shoulders. Feel the work going on in your core, your tummy. And then maybe you lift one leg up, point one toe away. Maybe not. Lift the other leg up and down. One leg up and down. The other one up and down. Maybe lift both up. It's hard work. Maybe you'll try reaching them out in front and bring them in. Baby boat. So bring your hands onto the mat anytime you need to. Make it accessible. One more. And then plant your feet in the floor. Take them out about hip width apart. Press into your hands. So you're coming onto your sit bones now. And ease yourself forward. Fold over your thighs. Big inhale. And exhale. Oh, just let something go. Wasn't that lovely? I can see we all enjoyed that one. One more breath here. Let your head go completely. Inhale into the back of the body. Exhale, soften and release into the front of the body. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. And then gently walk your hands up your legs. And we'll straighten out the left leg. Bring your right knee in nice and close. Give it a hug with your left arm. So this is maybe where you're going to stay. So press into the heel of the left foot and leg. If you want to, you can step the right foot across. But if you step the right foot across and you're not able to make good contact with the floor, I would suggest you keep it here. Okay, so again, hugging it with the opposite arm. So as soon as you do that, you might feel a stretch up along the right side here. Left hand in nice and close. Press into the left hand. So a wee bit of an extension of the twist we did at the beginning. Take a big inhale. And again, think belly, mid-chest, upper chest as you begin to turn to the right. So make sure you're pressing into both sit bones, working into the heel of the left foot and leg. And drop your right shoulder down if you can. So take your time. Don't turn your head until you've gone as far as you can. Keep your head in line with your breastbone. Lifting up, inhaling, and as you exhale, maybe the tiniest little bit more of a turn, maybe not. One more breath. And then nice and slowly begin to unwind. Bring yourself back to center and release your right foot. We'll do the other side. Left foot in. So again, this side could be different. Maybe you'll feel you just want to keep your foot here. If so, hug it with the opposite arm. Maybe you'll step it across. But you want to be able to press strongly into this left foot, and then you'll feel it maybe a little bit here in your left hips. So hug it with the opposite leg, and then bring your left arm in. Hug it with your opposite leg, that'd be good. Hug it with the opposite arm. Press into your left arm. And again, think belly, mid-chest, upper chest, just like a spiral staircase, or feel as if you're wringing out something, wringing out a cloth. Keep your chin in line with your breastbone until you've moved your body as far as you think it'll go. And then you can turn your head and look over your left shoulder. Inhale, getting a little bit more length, maybe a tiny wee bit more of a twist, maybe not. Exhaling, softening and relaxing into it a wee bit. Keep working into the heel of the right foot and leg. One more breath here. And then nice and slowly and gently bring yourself back to center. Release the left arm. Bring the left foot back. And from here, keep your knees bent, or bend your knees, and hold on to your thighs or hold on to your mat and see if you can unroll down onto the floor with control. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Give them a wee squeeze in, a wee rock from side to side. And then plant your feet out the full width of the mat with your knees really wide. So have your knees really wide in a most inelegant way. Arms out in crucifix. Take a big inhale and exhale. Drop both knees down to the right. And turn your head and look left. Inhale back to center, knees to the left, turn your head and look right. Inhale back to center, knees down to the right. And this time, if you want to increase the stretch a little bit, you can take the right foot and place it just above the left knee. And you'll notice that increases the stretch quite a bit. Don't do that if it's going to hurt you. And turn your head and look left and just enjoy that stretch. Notice where you're feeling it. Allow your breath to help you to soften into it. Inhale and exhale. Then gently release the right foot. Bring your knees back to center. Take a breath and drop them over to the left. So just wait a second before you lift your foot. And then if you want to, place the left foot on the right thigh. Head looking right. And notice if you're, if you're holding any tension here, see if you can let it go. This is quite a good way of releasing tension and letting go. One more breath. Release your left foot and gently bring yourself back to center. Bring your arms in and we're ready for our relaxation. Tuck your shoulders in underneath. Arms rotated so the backs of the hands can be in the floor. Maybe allow your head to roll gently from side to side. And take the heel of the right foot to the right edge of the mat, the heel of the left foot to the left edge of the mat. And just let everything go. Maybe bring your left hand onto your heart center and your right hand onto your tummy. And just notice that lovely connection
between the belly and the heart center as the air moves, or you can feel the movement of the air between the two hands. So just allow your focus to be on that sensation, on your breath. And see if you can begin to soften and release a tiny little bit more as you follow that lovely, soft, easy movement. So you have nothing at all to do now except to let go, to be here now. Just with each inhale and exhale, releasing a tiny little bit more. And with each inhale, feel your breathing in love for yourself, and with each exhale, sending it out to the universe, or if there's someone else you know needs it, to them. Inhale. Feel that love filling up your heart center. So much as you exhale, you've loads to share with the universe. Keep filling your cup, and then you have so much to share. So feel free to stay here for as long as you feel you need to, or for as long as you have time. Otherwise, I'm going to say goodbye. So thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. I really appreciate the fact, and I'm grateful for the fact that you join me for these practices. So let the love in our hearts guide the words that we speak and the thoughts that we think. Namaste.